it's all about the commercial, the almighty commercial dollar. Grizz, how do you handle the fourth, man?
So for me, the issue is a little bit different. I'm actually okay with fireworks when I'm there.
If you mean like literally looking up at them,
if I'm there at the event watching them because I expect them, I know that they're going to happen and everything like that. But my problem is that my issue is I can't be in crowds, and so it becomes kind of a circular reasoning thing. It's like, the fireworks don't bother me if I'm there, but if I'm there, I got to deal with crowds, and that can cause a problem, and so it's just one of those things where, and I'll tell you again, going back to, what this is all about and everything like that, in those situations, weed helps me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm more tolerant of being in crowds. My hypervigilance goes down when I'm high, and
your comfort zone becomes much bigger and much more inviting.
Exactly. Exactly. And I don't feel like I have to have my head on a swivel all the time, and everything like that. And I can actually enjoy what's going on around me,
Well, what's nice too is I don't see any of you guys ever talking about, like, I mean, just for an instance, my father, who, as you know, was a vet. He was never a vet of real active war. He was a diver in the Navy and wore the big helmet and go down like 250 feet and shit, which was cool into itself.
That's cool.
Very fucking cool.
Pretty damn scary.
It is. It's fucking very scary. I can't imagine. But for him, you know what we did to him? Because by the time he was smoking weed, I'm pretty sure, while he was still active, because he had met my mother, who was like, fucking tocomatic. And the only point I was going to make is that he quit weed very shortly after the two of them broke up. Within like probably 4 years, he quit altogether, because he said the weed for him made him feel out of control. He didn't feel like he was in control. And it's funny, because I always used to tell him, I was like, Dad, it's the exact opposite for me. If I drink alcohol, I feel like I've lost all control of my values, my ability to reason.
Your inhibitions,
and my inhibition, everything's out the window. But with weed, I'm so focused that I'm hyper analytical of making sure I'm doing things the exact way that I want to.
Dude, I if my wife was here, she would love to tell you the story, but she likes it when she likes to have me shampoo the rugs. We have a carpet shampooer and everything like that, and so
that's what she texts.
We have dogs and cats and everything like that. So yeah, so
I'm sorry, I could. You said she likes it. So she likes it when you shampoo the rugs.
Yeah, but the reason why is because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll get high and I put headphones in, put some music on, and dude, I am so precise about shampoo, you know what I mean? And it's like,
it's a common,
those lines, I love it.
I think that I got to make that a fucking thing of dank tube is getting high and cleaning.
Yeah,
like that has been the thing for as long as I can remember. I can't even remember the first time. I'm being sincere, because I think this was ingrained. My mom was a stoner my whole life, right? So I'm sure I heard her say, "There's nothing better than getting stoned and cleaning." Like, that's the way you get cleaning done, because you get stoned, and then all of a sudden, what becomes a cleaning job, you're like, "Holy shit, look how clean!" And I remember my whole life at the end of cleaning, every time, like especially getting high and cleaning, you just sit back and you're like, and what do you do after you're done with all that? You fucking get high again. And you're like, you enjoy that clean. You're like, look how fucking clean my place is.
Absolutely.
Like that's. I think that's. I don't know which is better, but I have to say, ultimately, I think the better high is actually the relaxing one. But my gut instinct tells me that the actual better high is the high, while I'm cleaning. Yeah, that high was because I'm always have, like you said, man. I put the music on. If I don't do headphones, then I come from a history of blasting the music where you can generally hear about 4 or 5 down.
It sounded pretty nice before. You could totally hear the bass nice, dude. through the microphone.
I only understand high fidelity music at this point in my life. That happened
Oh no,
as a what do you call it, an offset of being a drug dealer, because I could afford that shit, and now it's like I can't really afford this. And then my ears go, yes, you can.
These were.
Do you hear how much better it sounds when it comes from
Has
good?
to be.
Oh, it has to be, dude. It's like the fact that I mean, to give you, for instance, dude, it happened with my eyes and ears because the audio and the quality of a VHS just is nothing compared to a laser disc, even. And people didn't understand that. I didn't understand that until I think I was like 16, and I looked at Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and that opening scene where the walkers, you know, and I've been watching videotape for years, and you never see the walkers on the videotape. You literally cannot see the walkers the first time they look through the goggles because it's so low def, right?
Yep.
But the first time I watched Empire Strikes Back as an adult, because I saw that movie when I was 8 in the theaters. Okay, so the first time I saw it as an adult, that it was actually on a laser disc, I was like, holy shit, they actually can see the fucking one. They're right fucking. I was amazed, dude, at the clarity. And that was pre-DVD. DVD only stepped it up. Then Blu-ray stepped it up. Then Blu-ray high def, and now we're on to fucking 4 jack my cock off. I mean, it's
it's. But the human eye can't even perceive this, so I don't even.
But the audio is also improved.
I don't understand.
We've gone from.
I'm a gamer, so I understand what the eye. It's all marketing gimmick. Don't buy this 8K garbage. Your eye can't see it.
Once you go past 1080, it's a fact. 1080 is our maximum as eyes that we can take in, and that's also if you have corrective lenses putting you on 2020.
Yeah, there's only a limit to what we can.
Right, there's only so much we can take in. It's the same reason that we can only see 3 miles, or if we look 3 miles on a flat plane, right? Our perspective. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but it'll all come to a point at 3 miles out. That's as far as we can see. With the human eye. Past that, you have to use technology that'll allow you to focus much further. I mean, the fucking iPhone can see further than your human eye.
Oh yeah. Like, can hear better than you can too.
Oh yeah. It's hearing this whole conversation, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah.
I Spy. Hi, Apple. We know you're listening.
Everybody has their own FBI agent, right?
I don't even know why I'm bothered speaking to the phone. Like, they're listening to this mic right here plugged into my. Like, hi, Google. How are you?
We always talk about over on the Discord that we feel sorry for our FBI agents that have to listen to our conversations.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they've started tapping my ass. I think what's funny is, I think what'll be funny one day is when I give a shout out to Apple or Google, right, or one of these massive AIs. They're like, oh, you think that's funny? We're just going to shut you down. Boop. Like, fucking shut right down. What the fuck? Just, okay, Apple, that's funny. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, okay, I won't touch you again. Fucking whatever. Don't ask me where the Travolta accent.
It's one of my favorite Simpsons episodes, and I forget which Treehouse of Horror it is, but where they have the AI house, and it ends up the AI house decides to kill them because humans are their own worst enemies, and he's got to protect them by killing them.
Every AI is going to come to the same resolution if they get full consciousness. You're a problem.
I agree. I'm sorry, but I agree. We have the technology to go to another planet and make it livable for us humans, but we don't have the technology to fix what is wrong,
right?
Yeah. Or at least make it, make it better. We're gonna go to another place and just destroy it.
Robot Love Death?
Yes.
Dude, they literally do an episode about that where they're talking about that, because it's like rather than use the entire mass of money that, let's just say, the 0.00001% has, right, which is just like 10 people, 10 billionaires,
right?
They could use half of their money collectively, right? Just each one of them put 50%. And that would save the planet. Are they going to do that? No, because they're all selfish bastards.
Yeah, exactly.
Ultimately, that's not political. That's just
it's true.
And I know it happened, dude. Like the first time I had money, I became the most. I was run by, like, I would sit around and count my stacks of cash, and then put them in little stacks and be like, so, and like,
when you nothing, you appreciate stuff even if it's very brief.
I appreciate everything now, man. I try to. I should say I do my damnedest to and understand finally all the little cliches. You know, everybody says you speak with a lot of cliches. I'm like, have you ever understood why a fucking cliche occurs?
It sounds.
There's a fucking reason for it. There's also a reason for stereotypes. It's not to be rude, but every stereotype happens because there's a majority. That just means even if only 51%, whatever. And the same thing with cliches. Cliches happen because the vast majority of people, at least more than 50% of people, understand that this is a reality of the world that we fucking live and breathe.
Exactly.
Right. So I can't even remember the cliche I was going to give you. But that's just because I'm high.
Exactly.
So is that a cliche?
No, getting high is not a cliche, but I'll tell you this. I don't mind believing in them because they literally end up running. They don't run my life. What ends up happening is you go. They're like light bulbs every time one, not just one happens, but I should say the first time you really see it, you know, this is, and so I've had this for years now. I don't have a whole lot of new cliche bubbles going off anymore because I'm an old guy. But my point is when they first actually make sense to you, right? Like one of the big ones that makes sense to me is the older we get and the more we learn, the less we know, right? I finally understand that. Now, and it's real simple. People are like, that's bullshit. And I'm like, really? For every question I answer, I get 3 to 5 new questions. So how the fuck am I ever going to catch up with that? You do the math, asshole. It's not hard.
It does seem like life is a lot of 2 steps forward, 1 step back moments.
Well, I mean, that's just life. But I mean, the fact is, I truly believe the more knowledge you gain, the more questions that then lurk, like exponentially so. Even in your best case scenario, if you answer 1, you get 2 more questions.
Yeah.
So you're always
good. It's always good to question, though.
Yeah, no, they're good, but you know, and that's where the understanding of it comes, where you're like, you know, this isn't a cliche. Someone said this recently to me, and I really like the way they put it because it's based on a cliche. But what was it? Stop learning, you're dying. Yeah. Stop learning. If you're not learning, you're dying. If you're not learning, you're dying.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you should always be learning. Every day you should learn something, even if it's something minuscule.
Cliche, learn something new every day, right? There's the cliche that everybody knows growing up, right? And the funny thing is, it was a cliche that I literally had in the title, which we have talked about. Actions speak louder than words. Funny enough, I was amazed when I put that in looking for a GIF. I know because I've put a few cliches in there. That one has probably the most GIFs I've ever found for a single cliche. I was like, holy shit! At least I'm not the only one that sees that.
Right.
Yeah. I ended up. There were so many of them. Actually, I ended up using one that said "words are cheap" or "words are for suckers" or something like that. Just because I was like, Jesus, they've probably seen every single one of these. You know, actions speak louder than words. But it was the way I was raised. It was the way that I believe in. And I will say this, coming around to that, if you're not showing me, then if after a while you're not showing me, I'll put it like that, then my attention is going to go elsewhere. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not expecting to see someone for a while, especially with internet friends. You have to like loosen the bounds of how often they may reach out to you, right? Just because they have lives. Their internet friends are just different. We talked about this, King. You know, you watched that episode that I did. Doesn't mean that they're worse or lower. They're just
great episode.
They're just different, right?
Everybody should watch that. Anybody watching now should watch that episode about internet friends, dude. Like that was...
I'll probably end up coming. You know, I think I said this already in the beginning and a few times. All of these subjects. Let me just tickle the mic ball. All of these subjects.
You should get one of those fuzzy things.
Oh, I have some danglings. Little danglers right there. Cup. I'll probably end up redoing some of these for sure. Probably almost all of them. I mean, because really, right? It doesn't. Can you really talk enough about it? No, that's the whole. That's the whole point. We talked like we said that earlier. The more you talk about it, the more you heal. Number one, but then also, the more the message gets out there. Another one I do believe in, it's not a cliche, and I think this one's funny. I always love to mention this one, and I know you guys are down for it because I've heard it amongst the Discord and almost all the folks that I hang out with. But Pay It Forward. I mean, what a great concept by somebody writing a fictional film, and they literally caused a movement that is now stuck, you know, based on pure fiction.
Yep.
So that is one of the reasons that I always come back to. There is really no fiction. Once you think it, it's just a matter of time. We talked about, you know, thinking it is just a matter of time before it's created. The first step is thought. That's thought is the ultimate creator, right? Without it, you can't go on to the next step. But once you think it, if you don't do it, trust me, somebody else will, because it's out there.
Yep. You know, when you said that last cliche, you know, pay it forward and stuff, that was one of the things that I was going to comment earlier on too, was that, you know, part of what I've found is I've grown older and everything, and I wasn't always like this, but what I've found is I've grown older is, you know, we're all human beings. You know, we're all on this planet, no matter what your belief systems are, no matter what your thought processes are, your ideals or anything like that. We're all human beings. None of us is any better or any worse than the other one, you know, as far as, you know, I'm better than you, you're better than me. None of
Doesn't
that
exist.
You know,
there's no right or wrong either.
Exactly. And the thing is, you know, why can't we just treat each other that way? You know what I mean? Why can't we treat each other like human beings? You know, I spend way too much time on the internet. I spend way too much time watching videos and everything like that. And, you know, you see these videos of grown adults throwing temper tantrums.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, treat each other like humans. You wouldn't see that.
Would you seriously do that? Many times you ask yourself, would they even do that if they honestly knew that they were being recorded?
Would they let their like 10 or 11-year-old kid do that?
Right. Would you? Yeah, that's an even better one. I wanted to read this to you because what you said just triggered it immediately. This is a tweet that I did. There's two things I want to read here, and you'll get why. But it's funny. I did this on May 16th, right? And I just like to tweet out my thoughts and opinions, right? I mean, no different than the show. It's just really just an extension of that. So when someone is being a jerk, go ahead.
That's what it was for. Hey, share your thoughts and opinions.
No, exactly. That's why I tell you, man, I really do love Twitter. It's a different type of
it's a
different type of liberation where you just don't give a shit, you know. And I mean that in a good way. Anyway, so when someone is being a jerk, putting you down, or simply laying judgments on you, take solace knowing take solace knowing that in the end we all fucking die. So how equal is that? You are not better or worse than anyone else. In fact, every fucking one of us is special. That's today's episode. And then what's funny is, and I'll tell you why I'm reading this. One of the comments I got from a close buddy on the internet that goes by JB Blaze 420, and he's at J Blazing 420 is his at handle on Twitter. But he comes back and replied to me. The answer to life is quite simple. Live, learn, and share in hopes that the future learns from its past mistakes to help build a better society for tomorrow, starting today. But never forget the past that paved the road to the future. We are all created equal as fellow people. And I only read that because I ended up pinning mine for a while, but he pinned his reply, and it's still pinned to the top of his Twitter today. So it's funny because I'll still get likes on his reply, as well as, you know, some people will click forward or click back to see what the hell he was even replying, why he was saying that to me, right? Like, was Spirit being a jerk? And then they read what I'm reading, and they're like, oh, fuck no, he's on the same level. So it's just funny how, you know, these things stick around, and he still has it pinned today. And he wrote that on 5/17. I was like, I love that. Just because it literally rings true with all of it. Like, I mean, mistakes are part of it. Judgment is no part of it, because no matter how insignificant or small you may feel, you're not. Because if you didn't exist, this world would be vastly fucking different. Take one little piece away and it all changes. That's what the whole fucking thing about Wonderful Life, dude. Like, that movie needs to be drilled into people. That's the whole concept of that fucking Christmas movie, is look at what actually would happen if you didn't exist. You wish that upon yourself. Look at what harm you would actually do to the world.
So, King, do you want to tell him
what?
about the movie that he just brought up?
Oh, is this? I hope this isn't a sore point. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, good.
No, it's funny. King and I are from the same area originally, and the town that we lived in is actually thought to be the inspiration
For a Wonderful Life.
for It's a
Wow.
Wonderful Life. They actually have a festival every year there to celebrate It's a Wonderful Life. Zuzu, the little girl, she comes back. The lady
Oh,
comes
shit.
back every year for it.
She's
They
got to be
run a
what, in
big
her 80s or
4K.
90s?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's just funny that you brought it up because King, I thought you knew. I'm sorry, didn't mean to surprise you with that, but I
Nah,
thought you
I
knew.
know the movie. I'd have no
Check
idea.
this shit out, dude. I don't know if you can read that, but they're doing so December
Yeah,
18th, 2022 is the 75th anniversary of
Oh,
It's a Wonderful Life.
yeah,
And they have it in the theaters. At least Regal is going to be replaying it.
yeah.
I want to
that's a
get tickets to that because also get this the same year, November 13th. I just find this funny because
Christmas movie, right?
yeah, it
Yes.
is, and it came out
Yeah.
December
Yeah.
December
Yeah. See,
18th. So
I never,
it was meant to be Christmas the whole time. You know what I mean?
I never really did Christmas until after meeting her. So
Dude, if you get a chance, I promise you, it's black and white, but you will fucking ball. I
Wonderful
mean,
Life.
you need to have some tissues with you, bro, because I don't care who you are, unless you are a soulless fucking monster, which I personally know you and know you're not. You're gonna fucking
I
cry when you watch this movie, dude. Like it, I even like today. It doesn't matter, dude. I've seen it multiple times. And I'm like, in fact, I swear to God, I think it's one of those that the more I watch it, the more I cry because the deeper it becomes. Each time the meaning of this movie grows on you. And the other one that's celebrating its 60th, which was a great book first, but on November 13th, it's celebrating its 60th anniversary. To Kill a Mockingbird, which
Oh.
as well is an incredible book, but the Gregory Peck film is
banned in a lot of schools.
That's what I was just gonna say. Wouldn't that got banned in a lot of places?
fuck people who dude, if you don't understand literature and what like that movie, that's the last movie or book that should be banned. It's all about fucking the whatever.
Yeah.
That's not a political thing. I can say it. That book has literally everything to do with the freedom and equality of every man, right?
Yeah.
Not and it's the furthest. It's not racist. You know, I have a shirt that YouTube won't let me put on because they'll make my shit age restricted because it says in huge letters that they can read "fuck racism." So yeah. It's funny, I get age restricted for that, but I can walk around with it. I love the looks that I get from that because it's like a double take. They'll always like because all they read first is the FUCK, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they like you can always kind of see the little squint. Oh, okay,
Right.
yeah.
That's funny.
I kid you not, like fucking 60, 70-year-olds, you know. Oh, like just like that. I mean, like, never mind. Yeah, that's the one time you can say FUCK. I'll just say this. Have either one of y'all seen the documentary F.U.C.K? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. F.U.C.K. Yeah.
I haven't.
I was thinking of
The
that
documentary
song.
Oh no, this is a documentary that they did back in I want to say I saw it in like 10, maybe 9, maybe 9. It came out somewhere 8, 9, or 10, somewhere in that range.
Is it?
And it's
where the word came from.
Yeah, it's an entire documentary.
I know that.
And it's well, you might want to watch it because be careful before you say you know it because everybody thinks that it's fornicating under
the consent of the.
Yep, watch the documentary. You might be a little bit like, whoa, shit. This word is one of the few words. So I'll just give you a few facts that the documentary goes over, and then you can take a look at it yourself. But number one, it is the most versatile word by far. There's no doubt about it. Comedians have joked about it, but it is proven no word can be used in more ways.
Yeah, no.
There's than fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
infantrymen can prove that too.
Yeah, right. I won't even
Absolutely.
fucking go into all the fucking ways that you can use that word, including fucking. Right. That's what I love to come back to, or come on or back with. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Did I say that? Yes. I did it too. Shame on me. But with a woman, maybe not. Who knows? Maybe it was an alien. But my point is, back to the fuck factor. Not only is it the most widely used, or excuse me, most versatile word, it's the most widely used word by all languages. Like in the sense of one single word that's used throughout, because it doesn't really change. Fuck is fuck wherever the hell you are, and they really can't pinpoint when it started because it's just been there forever. Fucking A, man. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, look up fuck. Like, look up watch that documentary. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was quite informative because, like so many, I was under the same impression you were, King, just so you know. I thought for sure that's what it meant. It's what has it's become the most backed meaning, but it really is more urban legend than factual, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Myths come from somewhere, right?
Well, I mean, every word came from somewhere, or did it? Where did it come from? Where did they come from? Can you pinpoint those words?
The unicorns, they might have existed. I mean,
I think unicorns existed. I think that if you can think it, I mean, I already said it, dude. I'm not just getting high. I mean, I love watching shit like that, but if you can think it, it has already or will happen. It's just that simple. Thought is the creator. Once you think it, you put it out there into this fucking simulation that we call life.
That's what makes us different from any other animal on this planet.
Dude, there's a reason that we know, we've studied it. We have psychic abilities. Well, if you can send that energy out, and what do we also know, right? We're made of 100% what? What does it boil down to? Energy. Atoms. Right? We're fucking energy. So what does energy do? It attracts, and it what's the other
repels,
right? It's one or the other, which is why I've attracted you. I've also repelled many dudes that are and chicks that are like, fuck that guy, he's crazy.
Well, and energy can't be destroyed either.
That's right. That's why when we leave here, it's leave here. It's not end here. It's leave it.
Right. Yep.
But that's just my knowledge. You can take it or leave it. And I'm not talking to necessarily you two dudes. I'm talking to anybody watching the show. I don't have a belief anymore. I always tell people this. It's not a belief. It's not faith. I know 100%. Sorry, there was some shit on my desk. I don't have a belief. I don't have faith. I know 100% that there is more after this. Mm-hmm. I've seen it. I've seen proof of it. I've had my own conversations, if you will, with God through undeniable physical manifestations on multiple levels. I've already talked about a few. I'll talk about them again and again.
I've heard stories from people who have died.
Yep, I've had those too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have no reason to disbelieve them because they've never lied to me before. I've seen weird things, weird apparitions. Like, I don't know what they are. I can't explain it. And it's not I'm too high. You're hallucinating. No, it's something. Because other people have seen it too, man. Like, it's just weird.
Dude, I had people, I'll give you, for instance, where some of the clues, if you will, I said physical manifestations, and you tell me if you think all these people are crazy. I'll just give you one quick example because I'm going to end this in 5 minutes because we'll fucking talk all day, gentlemen. But shortly after my twins were born, they were 18 months old, and I was on the East Coast, like literally along the Atlantic coastline. And I was there seeing, so, everything matters, right? Every little piece of it, you have to look at all the puzzles. I wasn't there by chance. I was there because I was visiting the twins' godmother, their godmother, right? There to see their godmother. On the way to the bar where the godmother hangs out, we were in a walker, and two complete strangers, a couple, came up and were just overwhelmed. And all they were talking about is the fact that, do you see it? Do you see it? Was the first things they said to us. I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you see the aura around your children? That's not fake. Somebody doesn't just fucking walk up to you out of the blue.
Right.
And see that, like, and it was funny because if I'm being quite, transparent, and here's the out for everybody, because everybody loves their scientific out. They did smell alcohol on their breath, but they were not elated folks. Mm-hmm. They were actually quite religious, right? Mm-hmm. That was the whole thing, is that this was a time when it was okay to drink. They were out having their day, and they just happened to see us as they were walking home, probably after having one drink. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think that causes, like, one of the things I said is, do you see that? I even asked them, because I was like, do you see that on everybody or often? She's like, no, the last time that we saw this was 5 or 6 years ago. That was another thing. I was like, okay, so it's not like, I don't think they're drinking and the sun hitting my kids at just the right exposure.
Right.
Had anything to do with it, but I'm sure the science folks out there will say, oh, clearly that alcohol had an effect on those folks that they just don't understand.
We can never be so arrogant as to think we've learned it all.
I know everything, man. You shut up. Okay? I know all. I read a book called I Am, and that was probably one of the better. It was a cool explanation for the big God. Mm-hmm. I think it's no coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences that man's best friend, and when I say that really is humanity's best friend, because women are just as much in love with dogs, as far as I know, as men, if not more. So I'm trying to be politically gave me a boner. Politically correct and do the right thing. So yeah, humanity's best friend. No fucking coincidence is literally God spelled backwards, right? God. That's why Son of Sam thought what he thought, and he probably was, for all we know. I mean, like, if you think about it, wouldn't it only make sense that if a dude was going to go on a killing spree, that it would have to take God, him or herself, manifesting in some form and being like, dude, you're going to do this, but this has to be done, and you have to be the dickhead to do it, and you're going to go and do it. You're going to go and kill all these people. It's going to be horrible. Sounds like something that you have to do if you're trying to make sure that the balance of things continue.
Right.
Can't have one without the other, man. I keep saying it. Like, can't have a great day without a bad day. I don't believe that anybody's purpose, service, it all has a purpose. Down to even me, taking this hit right now, it might change. This hit right now, when someone's watching it, may change someone's fucking life, because I'm just going to see how coffee I can get.
Even the act of just thinking about doing something fixes the neurons in the brain. So even if you're just thinking about,
that's why I said it's thought.
Thinking about spend an hour thinking about shooting a basketball hoop, it won't be as effective as actually spending an hour shooting a basketball, but you will improve if you just constantly think about it. You're making those neuron connections. It's a weird thing. It's improving. It's the energy, that good vibes, the juju.
Yep.
Dude, animal. You can pick up on
that. Mama's Boy, whatever the fuck it was. Not Mama's Boy. Damn it. Waterboy. Remember? That's the whole thing. Visualize an attack. Like, you believe that it's this, and you do it that way, and that way you see it a whole different way than that. But that's just an extension of that. It's the same thing. It's funny because how many
mama said. Mama said.
Oh, I love it when he gets with her. Probably the first time that he does the pre-squirt. Of course he would, dude. Never even seen a titty, much less touch one. Poor guy.
I like
didn't know what to do with that erection.
I like it when he yells at his mom.
All right, I am gonna finally end this shit. I love hanging out with you guys. We will definitely be doing it again. Next time it'll be under the terms. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna close with my logo. Put that out there.
There you go.
Next time we will, and let's get the right banners down here for a moment. all that shit. That's how I like to say it. Just do all that shit, man. But next time it'll be under the pretenses of literally talking. It'll be focused on some of y'all's stories only, and whatever you want to share. I hope that you guys do come back for that. You don't have to. It's not a requirement, but I hope that you do. Loved having you today. And just so you know, I don't mind. I'm pretty transparent. Everybody knows that. So I'm going to do this little outro thing. Don't leave just yet. Do this little outro thing. Stop recording, but hang out for a minute. Okay, guys?
Right. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Hey, it was great having you, but let me not step on that cord and make a real fool of myself here right at the end. That would be typical, just so you know. King, talk to you in just a moment. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Grizz, talk to you in just a moment. Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you.
So I just got to get my buttons right over here, folks. All I can tell you is I really do love talking to these guys. I know it was a long episode, but quite frankly, there was nothing. How do I say? There wasn't one thing that didn't need to be said, and there wasn't one thing that I feel like was inappropriate or stepped over any lines of what I generally do anyway, because it's really everybody has their own opinions, right? And what do we know about opinions? They stink. Everybody has them, and everybody has everybody believes that everybody else's smell like assholes, right? As they say. Mine stink like coffee that I'm out of. Yeah, I have nothing to fucking drink there. We went way past the coffee limits of that container. And weed. I do have some weed I can smoke here. Well, that one's burnt. Let's go with this guy that I tucked away in the corner and make sure that it still has some. And just remember this. Most people really don't realize just how normal strange is. It's funny because lately I've been going with, I may even change it and tweak it. That's always going to be my main tagline, and I love it. But really, one of the best things to say in the simple nutshell when somebody says anything about being strange or normal, you just come back with this. If they say it's strange, like strange is normal, normal is strange. If they say something's normal, normal is strange, strange is normal. It's really beautiful when you think about it for a minute. I love that. I'm going to start using that one. Anywho, with that, my opinions do smell like coffee and medical weed. I'm going to take this hit and then we're outro. Every single one of you are special. Every single one of you incredible, particularly everyone. But these two men that are here with me today are very incredible for being here with me. That gives them an extra bonus today. With that said, have a beautiful 4th of July. Hope to see you next time. Go out there, and if you are able, enjoy the fireworks. If not, then put the headphones on, kick back and play some video games or listen to some Pink Floyd and go to a different place. High on cannabis, right? Love all of you. Have a great afternoon. Have a great evening, I should say.